calculate the impact on intra-group cash flows if A group and its subsidiaries settle outstanding balance uses multilateral netting. So the first question is all about the netting, guys. 6 marks. Then demonstrate how the currency swaps could operate and calculate the annual percentage savings available to A group compared with borrowing directly in Valentia. So we have to apply the currency swaps using the net present value, evaluate the financial availability of acquiring the V concessions, including the effect of currency swaps, and calculate the net gain or loss arising from entering the swap arrangement. So these two parts are on the swaps. Then discuss the advantages and the risk of CFO proposals to decentralize the treasury function, and then professional marks will be awarded accordingly. So guys, what I am going to do, this question is from your pre-zone mock exam, guys. Let's start the question. A Group is a multinational company headquartered in Canada. The group operates a centralized treasury, which manages financial risk and funding on behalf of its overseas subsidiary. Multilateral netting is used to settle intra-group balances and the Canadian dollar in the group-based currency. So guys, which is the base currency here? Canadian dollar. Spot mid rates are used to the netting process. The three fallings amounts are outstanding between A group and three of its subsidiaries. Marexco, which is based in Australia, whose currency is Australian dollar. Then Rivuna in Brazil, K company based in Poland. Guys, in solving the netting question, everyone, what do you mean by the owed by and owed to? What is mean by owed by? What do you mean by owed by, guys?
Hello, sir.
One is
Sir, this is
receivable
this
and one
means
is payable.
owed by means payable and owed to means receivables. Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
one person is saying, sir, owed by. Okay, guys, remember, owed by mean owed by mean, guys, payable, and owed to mean receivable. Now see how you will understand this. We will say a company has to pay Ravina how much? 1482.6. Then we will say a company has to pay to K 198.4 PLN. then M company has to pay A CAD. So all we will study like this. But whenever we have to do the netting question, the step is all the foreign currencies we have to convert in the home currency in the parent company currency. And in this question, the parent company currency is Canadian dollar. Examiner has already told you that the conversions will take place at the mid rates. So in this question, let me see. Examiner is telling you A group has been invited to acquire a 3-year infrastructure operating project in V, where the local currency is the V pesos. The project Aston requires to make an immediate payment of 96 million. The expected annual operating cash inflows is 1 to 5 million receivable at the end of next 3 years. So the project life is 3 years. At the end of three, the government has agreed to repurchase the project for 13200 million. The current spot exchange rate has been given, and then the examiner has given you these rates for the calculation of future spot rates. Then, these lines are very important. A's group treasury director proposes managing the currency exposure using a currency swap, under which the initial principal would be swapped at today's spot rate. Then the principal would be re-exchanged after 3 years at the same rate. This is the currency swap. And then A group would retain 70% of any gross interest received from the swaps. Now, A group operates in a mature and highly competitive industry that has recently experienced consolidation and margin pressure. Group profitability has declined, and senior management is pursuing a cost optimization and a capital discipline strategy. The chief executive officer or financial officer has raised concerns about the current centralized treasury, including delays in approving fund for subsidiary level projects, loss of local investment opportunities due to slow decision making, high turnover of senior staff at subsidiary level due to limited autonomy. CSO has suggested that the decentralization of the treasury function could address these issues while still retaining group level risk control. I think that, guys, there's something missing in the question. Hold on. Let me see. Just 1 second, guys. Okay, now, guys, just where it has gone. Okay, guys, there is a something that data has been missing in the question, but can you people see this file? Tell me, guys. Tell me, guys.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
See now, in our question, the spot rates are missing, on which we have to convert the currency. These spot rates are missing in our question. Like we said, owed by payable, the A company has to pay to R 1482 BRL. So this is the spot rate that has been given. And what will be the spot rate? 3.74 BRL over CAD. Now, can you people tell me, if we want all the amounts in the CAD, whether we will multiply or divide, guys? Tell me. Definitely,
Divide.
this is BRL. So, BRL divide by BRL over CAD. BRL will cut off. We will get the answer in the CAD. So, divide it. 1482.60 divide by 3.74. It is giving you the answer 396. Tell me. Tell me, guys. And in the same way, you have been given this rate 3.02 PLN over CAD. Then you have been given the rate 1.1020 Australian dollar over CAD. So now tell me, guys, can you people convert all these amounts into your home currency, guys? Can you do it? Tell me, guys, can you do it?
Yes, sir.
Like, this is A company has to pay K 198.4 PLN, and the PLN and the CAD rate is this one. So divide 198.40 divide by 3.02. How much is the answer coming? Is this coming as 65.7? Or tell me, guys, please. Is this coming?
Yes, it is.
Now see, this amount is already in your home currency, CAD, CAD. So we will take these amounts as it is because this is already in our home currency. Otherwise, all these amounts we are exchanging. So the first step is we have to convert all the amounts of the currency in our local currency, guys. So these exchange rates were missing. Now, on the second part, you people have to make this matrix table. In the matrix table, guys, in the matrix table, at one side, we will show the payables. On the other side, we will show the receivables. Like here, we have shown the payables owed by this one. The payables are this one. Receivables are verticals. And remember the sequence in which you people have shown these names. The A, M, Rivona, Cavras. The same sequence will be shown at other side. Otherwise, the question will be wrong. Whatever the sequence you people have shown here, the same sequence we have to show on the other side, guys. Now, the putting of the question is the main agenda. Now see, we are saying a company has to pay R. A has to pay R. How much? 396. So see guys, the putting is the main problem which the students face. Which company has to pay, guys? Which company? A has to pay to which company? Rivona. As payables are like this side. This is A which has to pay Rivona. How much? 396. Then, what was the second? For the second, A has to pay K company. How much? 65. So this is the A and this is the K. So this is the 65. Then M has to pay A. CAD. M, this is the M, has to pay which company? A. This is 64.20. Then M has to pay R. This is M. This is R. How much? 57.46. Then M has to pay K. How much? 57.07. So this M has to pay K. 57.07. Then R has to pay M. So this is R. This is M. Then R has to pay K. 32. R has to pay K. 32. Then K has to pay A. This is K has to pay A. 18.5. So everyone is clear, guys, about this positioning in the matrix table? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Easy? Now, on one side, you people will get this total, like 39.6 plus 65. This is giving you this. Then these three values giving you this total. Then these are the payables. That's why we are showing it in a negative. And then vertical total 62.4 plus 18. This is giving this one. This is this one. This is this one. This is this one. Once you have the receivable, then the payables will be taken and the net amount. Now see, if you people want to know that your question is all right, so guys, in your exam, just add all these four figures, the final net amounts. If your answer is coming as 0, so you people have done the calculations all right. So can you do it, guys? Add up all the figures and tell me whether the answer is coming as 0. Tell me. Is this coming as 0?
Yes, sir.
So it's mean that the calculations are all right. But explanations, you see that which company has to pay, guys? The higher payable is from the A company. The higher payable company will be first paying to the lowest receivable. So we will say A company as the highest payable will pay first to the K company, and then the balance will be paid to the Rivona company. And then you see, if I give you easy explanation, guys, see now. 379.42. This is the payable. This company will first pay 136.29 and the balance will be nil. How much is the remaining, guys? How much? 379.42 minus 136.29. How much? How much? Please, can someone speak?
243,
6.
243.17, 243, 1.13, 13.
Now, see, still this company has to pay. This is the payable. So now the receivable is how much? 395. This company is receiving out of 395 243.17 from the A company. And how much is the balance? How much is the balance, guys?
151.87.
The same balance. This company will receive, the Rivona will receive the balance from the marks. And
Sorry, can you start again?
I am saying the highest payable will first pay the smallest receivable. See,
Okay.
A is
But
first
sir,
paying.
I have question. Why they take the payable to be paid the receivables? Why they don't using the person who has positive amount like
The
this one
positive
who has
amount is the
receivable?
receivable. The negative amount is the payable. So the payable have to pay. The positive has to receive. So from where they are receiving? From their payables. From their, these balances are the negative. They have to pay to these positive ones.
Why the payable are supposed to pay? Actually, is a question
Because
of
this is
curiosity.
a netting. The group has to settle the transaction in between them. There is no other party beside these 4 persons. So they have to settle the transaction in between them. Okay. Now see, guys, in this question, this data was also missing. In this question, try to understand now. This was an important criteria, guys. Whenever you people have to apply the swaps, and basically this is not a currency swap, examiner just misprinted. This is an interest rate swaps. Which is the swaps? Interest rate swaps. Now, in the case of interest rate swaps, guys, examiner will provide you the both of the companies who are ready to swap with one and each other. The both companies fixed and floating rates will be given. Like in this question, the fixed rate of A and the counterparty has been given. Then the floating rate also has been given. The LIBOR has been replaced with the BR plus 0.7 and then BR plus 0.4. Whenever we have to apply the interest rate swaps, so the first part is we have to calculate the borrowings. Oh, sorry, not borrowings, the benefit. 6 minus 4.5, this is giving you 1.5. 0.4 and 0.7, this is giving you 0.3. Then net of them. How much is the total benefit, guys? How much?
1.8.
1.2.
Now,
1.
examiner has told you in the question, the benefit will be shared 70% by the A. So it is implied that 30% will be shared with the counterparty. So if the 1.8 was total, so 1.3 is being given to this party and the other party will get how much? 0.5. Now guys, I am going to explain you people a very important criteria. Very important, guys. See now. Whenever the examiner is testing from you people interest rate swaps, I told you people, examiner, for example, this is a party A, this is a party B, both parties fixed and floating rates will be given. First, we will calculate the savings. Then we will distribute the savings. And then we will compute the net savings. Net savings is a difference between your savings minus bank fee. In this question, which you people are doing, examiner has not given you the bank fee in this question. So our question is up to here, up to the distribution of the savings calculated, which we calculated as 1.8. And we distributed that in 70% and 30%. How much was the 70 and 30? Who is this, guys? Who is this?
I think you need to get a person. I think you need to get a person out.
Now, guys, this is the actual work that how swap works.
Oh.
See now. Guys, what is the purpose of the swaps? What is the purpose of interest rate swaps? The purpose is that, for example, before swap, before swap, this party A, this is the counterparty. Now, understand this scenario very carefully. For example, I say to you people, before swap, this party is paying the fix, this party is paying the floating rate. So after swaps, what should be there? I am saying after swap, what is the purpose of the swap, guys? The purpose of the swap is that their interest nature should change. After swaps, this fix must be changed into the floating, and this floating must be changed into the fixed one. That is the purpose of the swaps. But how you people will decide before swap which party is paying the fixed, which party is paying the floating? That is the main agenda. Guys, we will select here according to their competitive advantage. According to their competitive advantage. Now, sir, what do you saying, sir? What is that? No problem. I am here. I am going to tell you. See, guys, please, everyone, in this question, I need answer from you guys. In this given question, you know what is happening? This party is having the variable rate that is down. This party is having the, this party is having the fixed rate down. The other party is having the variable rate down. So, how you people are deciding, guys? Definitely, you will decide according to this difference. The difference, where the higher difference is there, on the fixed rate or floating rate, guys? Tell me, where the higher difference is, on the fixed rate or on the floating rate?
On a fixed rate.
So you will select this party will be having a competitive advantage in the fixed rate and the other party on the floating rate because the fixed rate saving is higher. So higher selection we will do for the A company. A party before swap, it will be paying fixed and the other party will be paying the variable. Now see, this is that position. A company before swap is paying the fixed, the other party is paying the variable. Now, guys, after swap, the A position, it should be changed into the which one? Please participate. It should be changed into the which one? Floating one? Please give me the answers. So, the floating rate available was, how much was the floating rate? BR plus 0.7. It has to pay. But the savings available are 1.3. So guys, can you tell me how much this company will effectively pay? 1.3 and 0.7 difference because this is a payment, this is a receipt. How much? This is a saving. So how much this company will effectively pay? 1.3 minus 0.7. How much?
Base minus 0.6.
So this is that balance. BR minus 0.6. If this party is paying the variable, it should be changed in the fixed one. The fixed rate available was how much? 6. But this will be reduced by the saving available. 0.5. So this party is ultimately paying how much? 5.5. Now, the rule is that the party which is paying a variable before swap, the party which is paying variable before swap, that party will receive. So guys, which party was paying the variable before swap? The counterparty. So see, if that was paying, it will receive. See, this positive and negative cancel. And this party is ultimately paying now how much? 5.5 and 0.4. Sorry, 5.1 and 0.4. Now see, the question is, sir, from where this figure is coming, 5.1? That is the normally question in the mind of the student. Try to understand. We demand our final answer as 5.5 and this is 0.4. So what is the balance coming here? 5.1. This 5.51 is the balancing figure. This you will take here and here. So that's why the students are most of the time confused in solving the interest rate question. Sir, from where these figures are being calculated? Let me show. Let me
So
show
where
you.
comes the 5.5?
This is the figure, 5.5. Let me show you people.
Sorry, where did you
Yes,
the
ask
0.4, where did you get the
what? What?
0.4? Where do you get it from? 0.4.
This is that which is available.
Okay, okay.
Remember, interest rate hedge only hedge your LIBOR, which is BR. The interest rate hedge do not hedge the spread. Spread do not hedge. Only the LIBOR. Let me show you people some past paper questions. Hold on. Now see guys, I am showing you a past paper question name as Lakshya Company. What is the name of the question guys? Lakshya Company. Okay, can you see this guys? Or can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Now see, the same level of
Yes.
question in your past papers, what will happen again? Examiner has given you the two companies. Both of the companies fixed and the floating rates have been given. What is the difference? 5.6 and 6.1, 0.5. And what is the difference? 1.5 and 0.5, 1.
Yes.
Now, please keep muted.
From the class manager.
Now, guys, how we are deciding which party before swap is having the variable and which party before swap is having the fix? See now in this question, what was the criteria? See, for the Lakshya Company, both the fixed rate and the variable rate, they both are advantageous. Can you acknowledge? Tell me, guys. For this
Yes, sir.
Lakshya company, the fixed rate is also lower and variable rate is also lower as compared to counterparty. So how we will decide? We will say where most difference is coming. So where the most difference is coming, guys? On the variable. We are saying the Lakshya company will be having before swap variable. Other party will be paying the fix. But remember, guys, remember, I told you people, whenever you have this savings, what was the next step, guys? What was the next step? First, savings, then distribution, then net savings. How much is the savings, guys? How much is the saving? See, gain for Lakshya company is 50%. How this has been computed? We are saying one is the minus 0.5 minus 0.2. This examiner is telling you people, see now, in this question, there was a bank fee as well. Hold on. Let me more clarify until you people are 100% satisfied. Hold on. Okay, now. Can you people see this? Tell me, guys. Can you people see this? The spreadsheet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now see. The fixed rates, floating rates, I have taken the difference, then the net difference. Now, in this question, examiner told you people that the distribution will be equal. So I have divided. See this? Divided. Then in this question, the bank was the arranger for the swap. So the bank was charging from you people, from each party, the 0.10. So what is the net gain, guys? What is the net gain? This one. So the same thing which we have learned so far. Please tell me. The same. Number
Yeah.
one, savings, then distribution,
Saving.
then net savings. Understand?
Net
Now how we will decide which party before swap will be having the fix and which party will be having the floating? I told you people in this question for the Lakshya company, both the rates are advantageous. But where the most savings are coming? On the floating rate or the fixed rate, guys? Tell me.
No floating rate.
On the floating rate. So we will say Lakshya company before swap will pay floating, other party will pay the fix. So see, Lakshya company is paying the floating, other party is paying the fix. That's it. Now, after swaps, what should be there, guys? Its position should be changed into the fixed one. So the fixed one available was how much? 5.6. But this will reduce by the savings available. You see, 5.6 and the savings are reducing my net cost. In the same way, guys, what is happening here? This party before swap was paying the fixed. Its rate should be changed into the floating one. So the floating rate available was how much? LIBOR plus 1.5. This will reduce by 0.15. So ultimately this party will paying how much? LIBOR plus 1.35. Now, I told you people, once there is a bank fee, you people will have here the bank fee as well. And we are starting a backward working to get this balancing figure. to get this balancing figure. See now, which party before swap is paying the variable rate, guys? Tell me. Which party before swap is paying the variable?
The company.
Lakshya company. So what
company.
we are saying, Lakshya will receive the LIBOR, other party will pay because they both are swapping with one each other. So once this is paying, this is receiving, the positive negative will cut off. How this coming 4.85, guys? See now, the ultimate payment we want 5.4. Out of that, 0.10 is your fee, then 0.5 was the spread. So how much is that? How much? See again, we want final answer 5.4. 0.10 was the your fees, and then we were having the 0.5 was your fee, sorry, the spread which was there in the case of LIBOR. So ultimately, we will be having this 4.85 as a balancing figure, guys. So this party will pay, this party will receive. If I show you people the examiner answer, see now. What the examiner is saying? 4.85 is coming, guys. Or coming. And what is this? 5.45 LIBOR plus, because this party previously paying variable, it should pay fixed. This is paying fixed. This should change in the variable. But remember, these variables have been adjusted for the savings due to swaps benefits. Let me show you people another past paper question, guys.
Sir, before you go, my problem, like how they come to have this without before working backward. Where do you get the 5.45 from?
Again, I am explaining in this question. Okay, can you people see this, guys? Tell me. Can you people see this?
Yes.
Now, see, the both parties fixed and floating have been given. Now, what is the difference? 0.9 minus 0.1. The possible benefit is how much? 0.8?
0.9.
0.9 minus 0.1, net of them. Now,
Yes.
in this question, once you will go through the question, so examiner was saying to you people that whatever the benefits are coming, 70% the cashier will get and 30% the bank will get. So guys, can you tell me what will be the distribution? 0.8 into 70%. How much? How much?
0.56.
0.5.
0.56. And what is the other? Tell.
0.24.
0.2.
0.24. Now, in this question, the fee was 0.10. 0.10. So how much is your net savings, guys?
0.46. 0.14.
0.46
and
and
0.
1.4.
Everyone, are you with me? Now see, we are saying how swap works. We should have before swap position, then we should have after swap. Now, you people will tell me the Kashi company will borrow at which rate, guys? Where the most differences there, guys? On the fixed
Fixed rate.
side? Tell me, guys.
Fixed rate. Fixed rate, sir.
Fixed rate. But try to understand. Now, a good point which is being discussed here, guys. See, for the Kashi company, this rate was effective or not? Tell me. The Kashi company is paying 5.5 and the other is paying 4.6. So for the Kashi company, was this advantageous? Tell me, guys.
No, sir.
And if we talk about the variable rate, then please tell me, the variable rate was advantageous?
Yes, sir.
So we will say, you see, where we make the base here when both of the rates are advantageous for one party. Here, one rate is advantageous for one and the other rate is advantageous for the other. So we will decide accordingly. We will say this will borrow at LIBOR, the other will borrow at fix, because LIBOR is advantageous. It is LIBOR plus 0.4. Here LIBOR plus 0.3 or in other words, you can say to the examiner that, let me show you people again my working. Hold on. So that you people can again understand. Okay, can you people see it, guys? Tell me. Can you people see the screen?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, now
It's the same screen.
see. Now can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See the same fixed rate, floating
Yes,
rates,
I'm saying.
and this is the 0.8 difference savings. Then I distributed them between 70-30. Then the bank fee was there. This is the net saving. Okay. Now, we are saying before swap, Kashi will borrow at LIBOR plus 0.4 and the other party will take at fixed. Why? Why we are saying so, guys? Easy. See, in this question, the high difference is coming where? 0.9. So, which party is having the advantage in having the fixed rate out of these two? The counterparty or the Kashi company? Tell me.
Counterparty.
The counterparty, because the counterparty is paying the lower rate. So we are saying Kashi will pay the floating, counterparty will pay the fixed. Very easy. Now, after swaps, its position should be changed into the fixed one. What was the fixed rate available? 5.5. But this will reduce by the savings available. So you can see from where this figure is coming. This one. Now, if this party was paying the fix, the rate should be changed into the floating one. Floating one available was how much? LIBOR plus 0.3. But this will reduce by the savings available. How much was the saving available? 0.14. So you can see from where I have taken the code. LIBOR plus 0.3 minus 0.14. You can do the manual working. So it is giving you LIBOR plus 0.16. Guys, please tell me. Giving?
Sir.
Now, you will just state the bank charges and do the backward workings. What I told you, before swap, the party which is paying the variable, that party will receive the variable. So which party was paying the variable, guys? Which party was paying? Which party was paying variable before swaps?
The counterparty. Or a cashier.
Cache company. So you can see the cache is receiving, this one is paying. So now you can get this as a balancing figure. Open your calculators, guys. 5.04 minus this bank charges minus this spread. It is giving you 4.54, guys. Please tell me. Tell me, guys. Is this giving? Is this giving? Hello? 5.04 minus 0.1 minus 0.4. How much is the balance? How much is the balance?
4.54 minus 4.54.
So this is 4.54. This party will pay, this will receive. That's it. Or now you can do it, guys. Atisha, now you can do it, brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me show you people. Option. Okay. Can you see this question, guys? Versus company. Can you see this? Tell me.
Not yet, sir.
Yes, sir.
Not yet.
Now can you see? See it?
Yes, we can.
Now, in this question, see, again, there was two parties versus company counterparty. The both companies fixed and floating have been given. We calculated the difference and then the net. And you people can see, guys, in this question, this is almost like the same question which examiner has given you in the pre-mock exam, guys. Now see, first you calculated these benefits, then the distribution was given 60-40. This was the bank fee and these are the net benefits. Can you people copy? Everyone can do that? Tell me. Or tell me, guys. Now, you see.
But sir, I have a question.
Yes.
On the side of a fixed rate, they taking the rate for the fixed rate for the company and the fixed rate for the counterparty. They get the interest rate, the benefits, which is positive. And
See,
when they
how
use
they
the
are
floating
computing.
rate,
Let me tell you. What they are doing. Can anyone tell me, guys, how they are doing? 5.8 and 4. 1.8.
yes, it is positive.
0.6 and 0.4.
Why
0.2.
it is also that is positive 0.2? Why it is not negative?
They both are, see, both are the payments. The fixed is also a payment, the variable is also a payment. Can you see? Now, guys, how you will decide which party will pay the fixed and which party will pay the floating? Please tell me. Now it is your turn. You can see now. For the fixed rate, this party is having the advantage. For the floating rate, this party is having the advantage. So now we will say this party will pay the fixed, this party will pay the variable. Even the fixed rate, this one is higher. But for which party? Eurozone. So we are saying this party will pay the fixed, this party will pay the variable. Now, guys, after swaps, this will be changed into the variable, but the savings available were how much? 0.9. So can you tell me, once you net off them, so ultimately how much this party will pay? See, this was 0.6 minus 0.9. So this party will pay how much? This one. And what the other party will pay? The fixed available was 5.8, but this will be reducing by 0.6. So how much? How much this party will pay, guys? 5.8 minus 0.6. How much? How much, guys? Hello.
It's
5.2.
5.2.
How much is the answer, guys? 5.2.
5.2.
5.2.
So you can see what the examiner is saying. This party will pay how much? 5.2. And the other party will pay how much? Just take the difference. Bank plus 0.6 minus 0.9. How much will be there? What the examiner is saying? After paying the 30 basis, the B company will effectively pay interest bank minus 0.3. So the same calculations which we performed. Please tell me. Oh, please tell me, guys. From where this figure is coming? See now. Bank plus 0.6 minus saving available 0.9. So this is available how much? Bank minus 0.3. This is that answer. And the for other party, the variable fixed rate was 5.8 and the savings available was 0.6. So how much this is? 5.8 minus 0.6. This party is ultimately paying 5.2. This is the answer. Now, what was the rule? The party which is paying the variable, that party will receive. So see, this was paying, received, and this again you can calculate as a balancing figure. The fee is there 1.2.8, 1.2.8. So all about the same questions upon which we did the 3 questions already. Now let us move towards your currency swaps. Now see guys, in this question, the next part, which was the apply the NPV analysis. Examiner has given you people these cash flows, 9600, 125, 125, 125. And this was
The
when
screen
the,
is not visible. The question you are talking about.
now it is visible.
Not yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see guys, first of all, we are just applying the NPV analysis. But remember, this project, you people were going to start in the foreign currency, which was the VP, because your home currency is the CAD. This is your home currency, and this project we had started in the foreign currency. So you can see this is the net cash flows. Then we have applied the exchange rate, and from where these exchange rates have been calculated, you know the formula for the future spot rate. You will take the current spot into 1 plus inflation of first currency divided by 1 plus inflation of second currency. Now, in this question, how you have computed these rates, guys? You can see. This was the current year rate given. The inflation was given 0.5 and 0.4. So this is the exchange rate for year 1. Then apply that for year 2 and year 3. So I don't think so that at this point of time we need explanation on that. This is just apply the purchase par parity. Which formula? Purchase par parity. So these are the exchange rates, CAD over VP. This was the VP. So just multiply and you will get all the cash flows in the CAD. Then 13% cost of capital was given and your answer will come as 312. I don't think so that there was any issue in that. But once you people are applying the swaps, what was happening in this question of the swaps? Examiner was telling you the initial amount will be swapped at today's rate and in 3 years time in today's rate. You can see. Let me show you people. What was this? The initial principal would be swapped at today's rate. The principal would be re-swapped after 3 years at the same rate. Now see. In the 3 years, how much we are having, guys? How much? The sale of the project we are having at 13200. Now remember, out of this 13200, the initial 9600, that will be swapped at this rate, 0.1860. What is the balance, guys? 13200. What is the balance? What is the balance? 13200 minus 9600. What is the balance?
$3,600.
How much?
3,600.
$3,600.
This balance will be swapped at year 3 rate. Along with these cash flows of 1250 at 0.1709. Because this was mentioned by the examiner. So you can see, guys, out of this 9,600, what is happening? What was our total amount, guys? 3,600 plus 1,250. What is the balance coming? What is the balance? 3,600 and 1,250. 4,850. This is that balance.
4850.
This will be exchanged at which rate? Year 3 rate. This will be exchanged at according to the year 0 rate, which has been mentioned in the question. So you can see this is at 0.186 year 0 rate. This was year 1 rate, year 2 rate. But what about this, guys, working 2? See, what is this working 2? 9,600 at year 0 rate and the balance at year 3 rate. So this is your total 2,615 receipts. So apply the present value. This is coming as 412. Previously, your NPV was coming as how much? 312. Now your NPV has been increased. So there is a gain of 100. So definitely we should apply the currency swaps. And if you want to practice this question in your past papers versus company. Now assumption used. The NPV is positive, indicating a good financial acceptability of project both with and without swap. These assumption exchange rates are correct. The rates are calculating using purchase par parity and the inflation rates in the two countries. There could be many other factors that may affect the exchange rate which may alter the NPV. Why we are saying many other factors may alter? Because we are applying the skills of skepticism. It is also assumed that discount 13% is valid. There is a new project in an overseas location. So this rate reflects the risk. If it is too low to given the risk, the NPV and the project value will be overstated. Then why we were saying decentralize the treasury? I will be sending you these notes and you people can go through these notes and you can solve the question. So it is all about today's class. Hope the class was quite good, guys.